Welcome. Welcome to this week's iClass from Chabad of South Kensington, given by Rabbi Mendy Loewenthal. Today, we will focus on this week's Torah portion, Naso, which means to count. Many years ago, our great-great-great-grandparents traveled in the desert for 40 years. This journey was a nice period of their lives. They had just experienced many years of slavery in Egypt and were soon to enter into the Holy Land of Israel. They would be busy working on the land, so the 40 years in the desert was not such a bad idea. During this time in the desert, they amassed their resources and put together a beautiful Mishkan, a mobile home for Hashem, in order for Hashem to live with them. They had organized themselves according to their families, giving specific groups of different people, different responsibilities to ensure the smooth running of this operation. The family of Levi was heavily involved in this whole Mishkan thing. This week's Torah portion starts with Hashem telling Moses to count one section of the tribe or the family of Levi. So here we are inside chapter 4, verse 22. Or actually verse 21. The Lord spoke to Moses saying, "Take a census of the sons of Gershon, of them too, following their fathers' houses according to their family." The Torah goes on to specify the age group of those that are to be counted, between 30 and 50 years old. The Torah then describes their job description. It is interesting to note that there are actually 3 clans within the family of the tribe of Levi. We have Gershon, we have the family of Kahat, and the family of Merari. They each had a different role in helping to carry the Mishkan. One family, the Merari family, they would carry the walls. The family of Gershon, they would carry the curtains. And the Kahat family, they would carry the vessels. And Hashem actually gave 3 separate to count commandments, one for each family. Okay. So we're in the desert, the Levites are carrying the Mishkan, and Hashem is telling us to count them. And Hashem is also telling us what each family's specific role would be. Question. What was the point? Why did we need to schlep in the desert for 40 years with the Mishkan? Why did we need Kahat to carry the vessels? And what is so special about the walls that Merari needed to carry them? Why not have Kahat carry the rules? And also, what is the Mishkan anyway? And why did all of this Mishkan journey stuff need to take place in the desert? Okay. So let's take this step by step. Firstly, let's explore the concept of holiness. Let's say you're a great scholar, a CEO of an important company, and some low-down rookie, green, fresh worker comes to ask you for some help. He's drowning in this high pressure, in the new environment. Now, do you say to him, "Get lost, I have no time for your problems"? Do you say, "I'm too busy"? Holy means that we have a sense that the other is special, worthwhile. Holy is a sense of humility. Holy means giving. Hashem is described as righteous, or a kind Hashem. Hashem is giving. Hashem feels that we are special and worthwhile. Okay, so that is holy. Now let's look at the opposite, unholy. So back at the office, I could tell the nudnik that I have no time. Not because I have no time, but rather because I feel that I am important. I feel that this new worker is not important. Therefore, I can't find within me the ability to give. So I don't give. He remains unhelped, empty. When I was 9 years old, my mother took the 3 young boys of the family. She took us out to the garden and gave each one of us a plot of land where we were able to plant whatever we liked. It was great. I gave the land some water and some seeds, and in return I got tomatoes, mint leaves, roses, etc. The desert is empty. The desert land does not give any of that. The desert is unholy. The Jewish people spent 40 years wandering in an unholy place. We carried the Mishkan with us. Our aim and objective was to make the desert a little bit more holy. There is a beautiful psalm in chapter 68, verse 3, that speaks about the beautiful effect we have on this desert or on the world because of our hard work in making our world more holy. Okay, the things we say. Sometimes we say something, we offend someone by accident, we try to cover it up. We may tell our loved ones that we'll do anything for them, but when push comes to shove, we find ourselves acting slightly differently. Words can add layers. They can sometimes cushion the harshness of reality and other times cover up our deeper emotions. Jewish mysticism teaches that Hashem created our world with words. Those words are like our words. They hide. They hide Hashem. The Mishkan. The Mishkan's role is to go into those words, or into the world, and uncover the speaker. Uncover Hashem. There is a big Mishkan and there's also a little Mishkan inside each one of us. Building the Mishkan means to bring holiness, or to let holiness shine inside of us. Levites. Now, let us go back to the 3 Levite families and their different jobs in carrying the Mishkan. The Merari family would carry the walls or the beams of the Mishkan. Gershon would carry the covers, and Kehat family would carry the vessels. Sometimes in our life we need to stop and think. We need to pause and appreciate what we have. Our family, our loved ones, and anything else good about our lives. We need to thank Hashem. Merari means bitter or serious. We need to grab hold of ourselves. Switch off my BlackBerry or iPad. We need to stop and think. Just like the beams in the Mishkan that stood there. On a daily basis, during our prayer, we read beautiful psalms that describe the kindness of Hashem, and how the highest mountains and deepest creatures of the deep all pause and praise Hashem. We describe the splitting of the Red Sea. All of this is an attempt at igniting our fire. Our daily pause. Our break when we stop, think and appreciate. In his book Lekutei Torah, Rabbi Shneur Zalman, the first Rebbe of Chabad, also known as the Alter Rebbe, explains that once we have paused and successfully held back the rush of life, then we are able to move forward and tap into different levels of love. He explains that we have 2 levels of love. The family of Gershon would carry the covers of the Mishkan, which is a kind of love that envelops us. This is where we are trying to get when we read the Shema. And then we get to the deepest level, the most intimate level, when the rush and the storm of our intense prayer comes to the eye of the storm, a space where it is silent, the Amidah. The family of Kehat would carry the inner vessels of the Mishkan. They correspond to our deeper and more intimate love, the Amidah, the silent prayer. May we merit to experience prayer in such a beautifully intense way. Shabbat Shalom.